All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Tuesday, September 26th. And yesterday was freaking awesome. All right, we had a ton of great plays yesterday. And the idea is we're going to be able to bring that same kind of momentum, or hopefully that momentum is going to transfer over into today's trading. And it looks as if it's going to do that. And as I said by the title, we have a lot of great stop picks today. So for those of you joining in on Facebook, thank you very much. For those of you joining in on YouTube, you know the deal. Thank you. We have, how many do we got here? We really got one, two. I think I'm going to go over about 4 or 5 stocks. Some of them may have changed from when I initially looked at them. So some things may have changed. So it looks like Jordan Washington is shouting out TEUM might blow up today, so we'll take a look at that one for sure. But yeah, guys, we're gonna freaking kill it today. So I know a lot of you guys are long biased, or you don't have the option to short yet because you may trade with Robinhood, and that is completely fine. But for those of you that can or do have the possibility to short, we're also going to take a look at a stock that I think we have a good short potential on today. Actually, I guess there's 2. So let's jump into it. Let me, for those of you on YouTube, let me start sharing the screen so you guys can see all the good stuff. All right, bam, 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 bam. All right, solid. I'm making money in TEM. All right, cool. So I'm gonna hop over to my charts here so you guys can take a look at what's going on. Let's see. All right, so the first one I wanted to take a look at was ITUS. Yeah, it was a big runner yesterday. It may have changed since then. Okay, so it still looks like it's trying to come up and retest yesterday's previous high of day. Okay, so this one's pretty basic. Okay, ITUS 13 million share float, average volumes 1.4 million. Typically, yesterday traded about 14 million shares. So that's the kind of depth on it. So quick rundown, if you're not familiar, ITUS was one of the biggest gainers yesterday, basically from $2.25 to $4.30. Shortly after that, it dropped all the way down to $3 area, but now it's slowly climbing back up and coming up to retest yesterday's high of day. So with that being said, ITUS has a strong possible move today if it can get over $4.30. It's trickling back up and it's trying to do that, but be cautious because there are some other stocks out there today that have better news. I don't even know if this one has news. No, it doesn't really have any very significant news this morning. So with that being said, ITUS can very well run, but at the same time, it might be a dud in the sense that there are other stocks trading today that have a lot more volume already, and there's already better news out, shall I say. So there's other stocks that I think are better to trade than this one, but don't leave this one out for the count just yet. Keep it on your back burner. So far it's showing strong signs from yesterday into after hours and into pre-market. So I'll zoom in a little more here. The line's already drawn. So my ideal entry is going to be over 430, probably right about 430. Let me just double check the daily. All right, so if you look at the daily, it doesn't really have any resistance up until the $5 area. So over 530 could look for a move up to $5, 70-cent gain there if that works out as planned. So pretty big potential there. All right, let's move on down. FMSA. Now, this one is a bigger float stock, okay? This one was on yesterday's watch for a break above the previous high of day. It ended up doing just that. We popped up for a quick about 15, 16 cents as planned. As I suggested, we'd break yesterday's high of day, pop up to about $4.50 was my target. Now, the chart looks the exact same as it did yesterday when it made that move. So again, today you can try and do an after hours breakout where you're going to get in over $4.58. But again, I still feel there are stronger stocks out there. But if you pay attention or you look real close here, you'll notice that in yesterday's trading right before after hours, we had this huge volume spike with very little price action. So that could be signaling that it could be moving today. Okay, so FMSA 203 million share float. 5.8 million average volume. Current volume around 7.6 million. All right, so again, we have some solid plays so far. So ITUS, keep it on watch. FMSA is going to be a little bit slower. It has a bigger float, again, 203 million. So you're not going to be the fastest moving stock out there. All right, now let's hop into some big name ones that a lot of people are talking about this morning. So first, we'll take a look at MBRX. Okay, MBRX looked pretty good this morning. Wow, it already popped up to 350. Yeah, so it looked pretty damn good this morning. And now it, it's okay. It's not, nothing, the only issue I have with MBRX is the fact that it's making clear higher lows and lower lows. Okay, so it's definitely downtrending right now. So it has some good news. MBRX this morning had news that it got FDA approval for its Annamycin, whatever the hell that does. Don't really, I didn't read too much into it. But bottom line is they had an FDA approval for some of their drugs that they're working on, and they got FDA approval. And with that being said, that's good news, and the chances of the stock going up are great. And that's exactly what happened. It went up to, from 239 to 350 right in pre-market trading. So the move has already happened, and now it's starting to downtrend, and I think it's losing steam. You can keep a watch on it, but I've seen MBRX multiple times gap up and fail. So this is one you guys can keep on watch, but there are better ones out there to watch right now. So again, keep it on watch. Where is it? MBRX. Actually, I guess I didn't even write down its float on MBRX. Well, whatevs. You guys can look it up on FinViz or something like that. But MBRX gapped up this morning. Great news. It's not holding up right now, so I just be kind of cautious on trading that one. Now let's take a look at a stock that I might open up a short on today, and that is AXON. Similar thing, AXON, look, it's pretty much the exact same thing that happened to VSAR. AXON, their phase 3 clinical trials, I think, went to the dump or something like that. They ended up sucking. AXON shares update, tumble 71% after late-stage trial of Alzheimer's treatment fails to meet primary goals. Okay, so again, their late-stage trials of their Alzheimer's treatment drug failed, and the stock went from $25 all the way down to like $6 or $7. So I may take a short on this stock today. But the only reason I'm a little iffy on taking a short on this is it tends to trade very sideways. And VSAR did the exact same thing. Once it gapped down from 25 to like $3 or $4, it basically opened, the bell opened, and it just traded sideways, and there wasn't really any movement. So I'm still a little cautious on taking a short on it, but it's very well possible this could be a good short play. I'm just not a no, NETE. NETE was not talked about today. I haven't even taken a look at NETE just because there are plenty of better stocks out there than to trade than that guy. So, I mean, not that it can't be good today. It's just not something I had initially focused on. So, again, AXON potential short. Just keep it on watch. All right. Now, let's talk about We'll talk about the big one right now. Let's talk about the big kahuna that I'm probably going to trade, okay? IZEA once again. IZEA. This is, I think, what is this? 1, 2. This is like 3 days in a row that it's going to perform pretty well. Hopefully, very hopeful right now, but also pretty confident. All right? So let me just get back to my regular chart setup because this is driving me crazy like this. So again, IZEA, let me actually pop back in here. So IZEA, all right. The stock this morning, there is fantastic news if you guys are not familiar with what IZEA is. SPI, yeah, I'll take a look, Zach. I'll definitely take a look at SPI. So IZEA, let's see. This morning, it reported that they just had a deal. They just had a 7-figure contract deal with a Fortune 500 company. Okay, so basically a penny stock just got a contract that's worth 7 figures, so in the millions, or with a 500 company, a Fortune 500 company. So that's pretty big news right there. Okay, so I would definitely recommend keeping IZEA on watch. It already went from $5 up to $6.92, so it already moved $7 a share pre-market. So that is pretty big. Okay, so it stopped out at $6.92. It's kind of downtrending right now. I'm hoping that it can find some support here. Maybe in probably around the 615. It may hold up right now and continue back upwards. But really, I hope for it to consolidate sideways and then it start kind of messing and popping around, and it'll give us some kind of entry, maybe a possible pullback, a bull flag or something, or a breakout of $7. Over $7, I'll probably get in. I may not get in right away over $7 because over $7, you're already moving 40 cents a share. So you might see a bit of a pullback once we pop through 7. But if we can hold 7, that's a good sign. So IZEA definitely going to be on strong watch today. Okay. All right. Let me take a look at pretty much the last one I was considering. Let me just hop over. There's actually 3, but I'm only going to run through them super quick because I wasn't really watching them too much. Also, by the way, IZEA has a 4.6 million share float, so this thing is going to move very fast. Yeah, not a fan of that one anymore. ASNA. Okay, so if you guys want, here's another one. ASNA. I think it had news this morning. I'm not even gonna mess with it. I don't really care. I mean, if you guys want to watch ASNA, you can. It's one of those ones that gapped up this morning quite a bit. It's got 183 million share float, so it is going to move slower. So I wouldn't even really mess with it, honestly. Don't even pay attention to that. It's pointless. And now the last one is HMNY. Okay, I know HMNY has been all over the place for these past couple days. It's made really good moves to the upside. Although HMNY has always been notorious for gapping up or shooting up one day and coming right back down the next day, and it has not done that yet. Okay, it has not done that, and it is up very, very high. If we just take a look at the daily chart, I got to delete all these drawings. It's too choppy. So if we take a look at the daily, you'll notice that, you know, HMNY has just been steadily going up, but every single day, it never holds it high. It's high, and it ends up having this long upper shadow or this upper wick, right? And that's telling us that the market keeps rejecting those higher prices. But at the same time, that's really telling us that traders don't want to hold the stock overnight because it's so risky. Is really what they're saying. Okay, so right now, HMNY is 40. Hold on, wait. About 40 to 45% above support on the daily. So if this thing shows me signs that it's no more green and it's going to be red, I'm going to short it like crazy. If I can locate shares to short on HMNY, I'm going to do so today because this thing is basically up over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically the last 6 days, a week, this thing has consistently gone up without a big red day. And this thing is notorious for crashing all the time. So I'm just going to pay attention. So for those of you that can potentially short stocks, just keep a close watch. Movie Pass. Yeah, they purchased Movie Pass, but still I don't buy it. I think it's due for some type of correction drop down here. So I'm just going to keep it. Not saying it's for sure. Actually, probably is for sure. But keep HMNY on watch if you're can short stocks. I'm going to just keep it on watch because it's probably going to have a pretty big red day coming up here very soon. And when it does, I'm going to be ready to snipe it out and short it. All right. So those are all the ones I really have. Again, so I'm most likely going to follow IZEA. Maybe so far my tops are ITUS, IZEA, and HMNY, along with AXON. But AXON, I don't think it's going to come through the way I'd like. So let's look at these ones. We have SPI. SPI is one that a few people wanted me to take a look at this morning. So let's take a look. Somebody mentioned it in the chat yesterday on YouTube. that it was going to explode or something like that. And it ended up popping up pretty quick. As you can see here, let me zoom in. So as you can see, yeah, you know, it popped up pre-market quite a bit. Then it had a little red to green move. And then it shot, what was that? That was a 28% move. So nice, solid move there on IPI. This is a lower price stock, you know, in like the 15 cent, 20 cent area. So if that's something you're comfortable playing, then by all means, you can go ahead and trade it. Now, it's hard to say exactly what this is going to do because it's a very choppy chart. But, you know, let me look at its daily chart 1 second. Okay, so this thing is well below. So I mean, it can have issues if IPI or SPI, sorry, if SPI gets above yesterday's previous high, you can possibly have a lot of issues here because you have your 9 moving average at 22 cents, your 20-day moving average at 30 cents, and your 50-day moving at 40 cents. So it has a lot of resistance it can run into if it starts running, which, I mean, if it starts running, it doesn't really matter. Okay, there's a lot of money to still be made, but just be cautious because there is a lot of resistance within the upcoming areas of the chart. But, you know, if I had to take an entry, it's hard to say what I would do. But I guess what I would think I could do is get in over, I would have to get in over 14.5. 14.5 would be my entry, but you know, even at that point, you have 3%, 4%, so you run into your next sign of resistance, which is going to be the 15-cent mark. But once you break through the 15-cent mark, you can kind of just you can kind of run it all the way up until essentially 46 cents. It has a huge gap to fill. But then again, it's a very, very low price penny stocks. Most penny stocks are trash, and chances of it doing that may be kind of slight. But now that I look at this 20-day chart, I kind of like it. Yeah, I mean, you can keep IPI on watch. I don't see any reason as to why not. But I mean, over 1532 maybe. 1532 could be good. So it's got to be somewhere over the 15-cent mark that I would trade SPI. So let's see. And then another one was TEUM. A lot of people were mentioning too as well. Oh, wow. So that's today, it looks like. So, yep. Let's see what kind of news it has. It has to have news. There's no news. Or is there? Nope, there is no news this morning that is backing that move up. So I would not watch. I will not trade that. There's no news that respects this gap up, so it's gapping up based off of nothing, and that's not a strong play. You don't want something that's gapping up based on no news. That just tells us that there is no reason for it gapping up. It's just abnormally doing so, unless it was a technical breakout, possibly. I mean, yeah, maybe over, maybe that. Kind of choppy. It's hard to tell, but TEUM, again, here's another kind of little lesson. Okay, so there's news for it on Google. Okay, so maybe that makes sense. Okay, so maybe there is news that I can't see on my charts. Just doing a quick little look through. But, you know, if it's big news, let me put something about a 5-year agreement signed. Okay, so unknown reason. Yeah, so I can't find as to what the reason may be that TEUM gapped up this morning. Apparently there's some news, and you know, I can't see that from my chart. But again, on a flip side, think about it this way too, is that take a look at IZEA. Look at your screens and look at IZEA. It's performing as expected, moving up to that $7 area. It's about to break $7, and then that kind of pisses me off because I want to be in that $7 break when the market opens, not before market open. That's frustrating. So it's sideways for the next 20 minutes, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. So again, IZEA is going to be an absolute killer stock today. I think this thing has potential to run to $8, $9, $10. Okay, so 3 points in a day, huge potential. So again, back to TEUM. I wouldn't focus my energy on TEUM. You know what I'm saying? So there is a few reasons I don't trade pre-market. I mean, I can. I just choose not to. I don't really like pre-market because it's just kind of choppy. You don't have majority of the market in there, even though sometimes charts look very promising. You don't have the full market in pre-market, shall I say. So let's just say, for example, that some absolutely catastrophic news broke pre-market. The stock can really tank. On the flip side, it can really gap up, but it could really tank out of nowhere pre-market or after hours trading because there is less volume being traded within those time periods. Okay, and with less volume being traded in those time periods, the price of the stock is subject to quicker price movements because supply and demand, and there's just not as many people trading it, kind of thing. So it's not. I'd rather just trade the opening bell or the market when majority of the market's trading as well. So that's kind of my reasoning. Maybe it'll change in the future, but you know, even some of the most famous stock traders, day traders, don't even play pre-market for a lot of those same reasons. So again, TEUM, I think that there are better parent Eastern European market. So yeah, I just think there's better things to pay attention to than TEUM. If TEUM was really that great, if TEUM was really that great to buy today, its chart wouldn't look the way it looked right now. It would not be forming a descending triangle pattern thing. It would be holding its highs. It would be performing similar to what you see in IZEA. It'd be continuously making new hires. People would be respecting the news more. That's my personal opinion. I've seen it plenty of times before. So you can keep it on watch. Definitely keep it on watch. It sounds like it has great news, but I would consider just keeping on watch, but don't put all your whole life savings into it, okay? You got to be able to buy that new Apple iPhone when it releases, right? Ha, just kidding. So Antonio Evans, anybody is more than welcome to trade pre-market. Typically, you have to kind of get approval or pay a little bit more to whatever broker it is that you're using to get access to pre-market and aftermarket trading, in which you can be very lucrative. I mean, people trade and are very successful. I just don't see there's a need for me to really need to trade it. So I just kind of stay away from it and wait till majority of the market comes into play with me, you know, kind of thing. I kind of join the herd on trading. I just wait till the whole market catches up and we're all trading together. Brandon, you can get share float information from finviz.com for free. It's delayed a little. It's very exact enough, but it's not like trade ideas where you're going to get consistent updates second by second, shall I say. Trade ideas is the best scanner on the market, and that gives you share float, volume, percent, gap up, everything and stuff like that, like on the spot, second by second. But then again, you're also spending $80 an hour, or sorry, $80 a month. So if you can get away or get around doing that, by all means, you know. So again, that was kind of some of the stocks we were looking at here. Let's see if anything has changed pre-market. That doesn't even make any sense. Unless I'm not on the right thing. There we go. That makes sense. So if you just want to go, I'll just go through some leading gappers with you this morning. So IZEA is still the leading gapper. That's the one I'm most focused on. TEUM is the second leading gapper. MBRX is the next leading gapper. MYZS, and then ASNA, CAPR. So I could take a look at a few of these real quick just to see if there's potential. But like I said, oop, that's the wrong thing. We don't want that. How embarrassing would that be if I just like pulled up my web browser and I was looking at kittens or something? But I don't like kittens, so that would never happen anyways. Why am I on this? I'm just all over the place. Oh, okay. Here we go. So MYZSZ is, I think, is what it was. Yeah, I mean, that chart's pretty choppy. I wouldn't mess with that. CAPR, kind of choppy. Wouldn't mess with that. Yeah, so MYSZ, I mean, if you look at the chart, it's kind of choppy. I mean, I didn't even have to look at the news. I mean, maybe it does have news, and it sounds like it does. My size awarded its first patent. Okay, so this thing got awarded its first patent, gapped up to 98 cents, and basically it's coming back down to nothing. So why look at something like this today when you can look at something like this that's already being traded, and it's being respected? It has higher lows. Okay, this thing is right on the verge of a strong breakout, right at $7. I mean, if this thing holds up just right, I'll probably kill it right out of the gates. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm just hoping for this thing to hold up. You see that little chart pattern I draw. So for those of you on Facebook, you can always join in to my stream on YouTube, and you will see my charts as I'm doing this. And it'll probably help you a little bit more. So if you're looking at IZEA, you know, why look at something like MYSZ or CAPR when you can watch something like this as being respected? And I'll look at this thing. This thing is just slowly getting squeezed into this little triangle area of the $7 mark, and its uptrend support. It's about to get squeezed into this little triangle area, and chances are it's going to pop up and go over $7, and then we're going to get a huge squeeze. And where is it? IZEA. Again, IZEA, this is as day traders, this is what we want. We want stocks like this. This thing has a 4.6 million share float. It's probably a little less now. But that is an extremely low float. With that being said, you can seriously see this thing move quickly, okay? So buy point, Dika Vids, IZEA is well above $4.85. It's actually right at about $7. So I would say that the buy point at $4.85 is not even possible. Unless you were trying to short it when it eventually goes to 480. So I don't know what you're looking at, but maybe your charts are delayed or something like that, but they have to be. Your charts have to be delayed, or you have to be looking at something incorrectly, because that's not, the chart is, that's way off. So maybe check to see if you're on like some type of delayed data. Pre-market, I mean, maybe you're looking at pre-market on delayed data. That's possible, I guess. Maybe, no, maybe. Yeah, at pre-market, it was at 480 at one point. So, yeah. So, Nathan, I really do believe that IZEA can hit $9. I do believe it. You know, am I going to promise anything? Of course not. I never promise anything to you guys. I just give you suggestions, and it turns out a lot of times are pretty damn good. So I'm just suggesting that IZEA is going to be probably a very big winner today. And again, you know, it's made such a big move during pre-market trading that it is also possible that during the opening bell, we might get people coming in to sell all their shares, and the price honestly may dump, and then it may come back, or it just may dump altogether. But the news that it has, it was pretty significant news about the deal with the Fortune 500 company. So I think it has a lot of potential to the upside. But whenever you see stocks like this move a couple dollars in pre-market, you got to think to yourself, there were people in the stock yesterday or even 2 days before that have been holding the bag. Okay. So like, imagine yesterday, some guy, imagine if some guy got in, yesterday at like, you know, I don't know, maybe $6, or, you know, he got in right at the peak of the day, and then the stock dropped, and he didn't want to cut his losses. Now he's down a few hundred, maybe a few thousand, and he's holding the bag, hoping it comes back up. And next thing you know, it does. And now pre-market, it's up a couple dollars, and he's up a few thousand. And he goes, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to take my money, and I'm going to sell it as soon as the market opens. And then those people are what make the stock drop right out of the gates, even when something looks very good. Let me pop over to HMNY real quick. I just want to take a look at this. Honestly, like I said, HMNY might be hitting its short day. I mean, it's not really making new. I mean, I guess it's kind of, No, it looks pretty shit. Looks pretty bad right now. I'd like it to look worse, but honestly, I think HMNY is going to go through the pooper. But hey, that's just me. So we'll take a look. Again, it is a little one over time. So it's 9:19. It's 9:20. Get your orders ready to go or whatever you're looking at. So for me, I'm looking at HMNY. I'm looking at IZEA. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. Ish. Stop sharing. Then we're gonna go back to this guy. So like I said, get your orders ready. I'm looking at HMNY. I'm looking at IZEA. I'll keep a little close watch on AXON, and I don't know. Yeah, maybe ITUS, maybe MBRX. I'm not. MBRX, actually, you know what? MBRX doesn't look too bad right now. It's starting to kind of come back and perform, so I think that I will keep MBRX on watch. HMNY for a short. So MBRX, potential long. HMNY, short. IZEA, definitely a long over $7. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed down at the bell open. And AXON, potential short. Don't have a game plan for that one, so chances are I'm not going to trade that one. And like I would say, if you don't have a game plan, you don't have a trade. And I just told you, I don't have a game plan yet for AXON, so probably not going to trade it, but I'm still going to watch it. So that's all I got. So bam, bam, bam. 9:20, 10 minutes. Hopefully you guys all make some money. All right, have a good one.